welcome guys. So tonight I'm going to begin with a bit of a late, but still better late than never, bit of a FanFest recap. I'm going to have a ton of pictures that I would love to show you guys. So we're going to go through that, and then we're going to go through some Operation Conscious Interruption sites. I have not done them. I have kindly jumping in here. I haven't played EVE since before FanFest, guys, so I'm kind of itching to play. Hey, and Lun07, welcome to my show. Let's begin. Let me get everything set up. How are you guys, by the way? How are you doing tonight? And also, Lee, thank you so much for joining me right now. I know it's very late for you and everybody in the EU time zone. Thank you so much for joining me. Please right click on Norso Eve's name if you're watching from Twitch and follow that dude's channel. He is a fellow 6th Empire member and a great streamer. So what do I have here? You know what, let's get back. Let's sit in our captain's quarters for a while. What do you say? Usually I do like to do a bit of a FanFest recap, and this time I actually prepared a bit of a presentation. Yeah, I haven't done a... It's not PowerPoint, it's Google presentation, Google Slides, whatever have you, but I haven't done presentations in years. Felt kind of awkward doing it. Gentleman Gamer 7007, welcome to my show, so good to have you with us. Let's get some background EVE music playing. The only thing I kind of messed up on is that... Oh, there we go. Now we can see the chat and the presentation. Well, let's pull it up. Let's talk a little bit. By the way, ask me anything for the duration of this presentation. You can ask me any questions about FanFest and stuff like that. This will be uploaded on my channel if you're watching a replay. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm going to truncate it. Basically, I'm going to have a replay of just my FanFest recap, and then I'm going to have a replay of the EVE Operation Conscious Interruption shenanigans that we're going to go on through later. Hopefully the presentation won't take me too long. Last year it took me like almost an hour to do it. This time I might just power through with lots of pictures to show you guys. North still have the tooth. I'm gonna get to the story. It's still here. I did not fix it yet. It's kind of grown on me, you know. It's kind of grown on me. Doesn't hurt anymore, so that's a good thing, right? I think it all healed up. Where's my presentation? Oh, there it is. There it is. I feel so rusty getting back to streaming, guys, so I'll be honest. Here we are. It's yeah, so that was the EVE's 15th anniversary that we were at, and it started at work. Basically, people we have a bit of a travel board at work where we post where we have been during the past year, and some guys at work are like, you know what, if you're going back the same place, why not take the same picture in the same like outfit, looking the same? So yeah, I'm gonna start a trend here. I'm gonna see how many I can collect over the years. So far we've got 2, but yeah, been there last year, was a blast. Been this year, was a blast again. Yeah, nothing a bottle of vodka and a pair of pliers can fix a gun. Voidwalker, you're right. Absolutely right. Then I might not stream. Well, you know, I might not smile when I stream for a while. You might hear a lot of whistling. That's how we do it over here. You guys doing it right. You guys doing it absolutely right. So the first day I got there, the 6th Empire Alliance was very gracious in offering me a place to stay with them. Thank you so much, Stu. Thank you so much, Max Singularity, Fire Red, and everybody who was at the place. Yeah, kind of moved in with them. I had my family with me in Reykjavik. They went off exploring, and I went to have fun in Brazil. Rodrigo Rosa, hi from Brazil. Hello, hi from Canada. Talking about FanFest here, and yeah, I went to FanFest, and the first thing I did, I bumped into. It was the day before. It was the Wednesday of that week. I bumped into the amazing guys from EVE setting up the Kaldari Corporation Cup. I was set to participate in it, but a conflict in time actually I had to withdraw myself. I didn't really withdraw, I just didn't show up for the draw itself. But a big shout out to EVE crew, all the CCP devs. CCP Shreddy, I believe, was with them, and I forget the other dev's name. Hopefully I remember later on. The guys set up an amazing tournament. I hope you guys had a chance to watch it. If not, I'm sure it is still replayable on the EVE Twitch page, so you guys should check it out. Hey, Fiery Red, welcome. So good to have you with us, Fiery. Talking about FanFest here for a little while. Thank you so much for staying up and watching my stream. So yeah, I kind of got to see a bit of behind the scenes. I got to play through a few first test rounds. But that kind of should have disqualified me from playing to begin with, but whatever. It was awesome to be with those guys to see the initial set of phases of the Kaldari Corporation Cup. The masses, I believe the masses won. The masses won, and I don't know his two teammates' names. They just met randomly during the cup and they won, and congrats to them. And also on the very first day, I met some awesome people. I'm not including all the pictures because there's a literal fuck ton of them. The very first person I actually met back in 2015 for EVE Fan Fest was Dragless. This is the guy on the left over there with the No You shirt. And I meet him every year. He's part of the original EVE TV crew. Awesome dude. This year he was the volunteer and pretty much the backbone of a lot of setting up of the karaoke night and all the partying that went on throughout the Fan Fest. 07 to Dragless. I'm not sure if you are watching. Sorry about tripping over you to get outside for a ciggy. Did you trip me up? I don't remember that. Yeah, met Jesse Boy Eve. My goodness, that dude is a giant. I actually realized how short I am compared to all the other streamers. It's amazing. I don't have the picture. Garden Falcon showed the picture during the opening keynote of all the Streamfleet people that were at FanFest, and like, they're giants. Everybody's a giant. And once again, Norsoul, Eve, Stu here. We met last year, we partied this year hardcore. It was a pleasure to party with you once again, my good sir. Yeah, I actually kind of crouched down a little bit to make Jesse Boy look even taller for more effect. Yeah, the dude is amazing. I didn't hang out with all the Streamfleet people as much as I hoped I could, because there's just so much to do at FanFest. This year I was hardcore into 6th Empire and hanging out with them. So hopefully some other time we'll hang out and catch up. Hey, Scotty SG1, welcome. So same night, it was the karaoke night, and I met once again a whole other awesome people like Joseph Barnacles, Carrot Panda, Bunny Wink, and the Masters Kadash. That's the dude who won, one of the dudes who won the Caldari Corporation Cup. He did amazing karaoke. I believe it was a rendition of Pour Some Sugar on Me. I think that was the song, if I remember correctly. He's wearing a wig in that picture right there. It was awesome to meet him, and he was very nervous before going up. I saw him sign up at first, and he was like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna bomb it or do great. I'm like, you know, you're probably gonna do great, and he really excelled. Streamfleet were broadcasting all of that karaoke. I did come up on stage. I'm like, you know what, screw it, it's now or never. I totally bombed, because first of all, I actually was getting over a cold the first day I was there, so my voice was shot. But then when you get up on stage, what you don't realize is that how actually loud it is, so you can't even hear yourself. You can barely see all the crowd because all the lights are shining on you, but it was an awesome experience. I'm sorry if you guys watched it. I think Capstrong is not watching it right now, but I believe he watched it. Sorry for your ears, guys. Hey, weird part of gaming. Hello, 07 from Ceylon, 07 from Canada. How are you? If I read EVE Bowl. I got EVE Bowl at the end of the whole trip. But the other awesome part of that karaoke was the fact that Logibro, CCP Logibro, now ex-CCP Logibro, was there partying with us. His current name is Grideris. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, so follow him on Twitter. By the way, I'm linking all of people's Twitter here, so please, if you're watching this on the replay, watching it right now, check them out, follow them. They're amazing people. So now, yeah, Logibro/Grideris is now playing game with us. I believe he was streaming with Manic at some point in time when he was making a brand new character live on stream. But yeah, we got him up on stage and thanked him, and he thanked us. It was an awesome speech. It was awesome to be part of it. If you ever go to FanFest, if you've never been, Wednesday night, the night before, is usually karaoke night, and we have tons of fun. Basically, we take over the whole bar. Hey, Delilah, how's it going? We're part of gaming. I'm doing great. Just talking a little bit about FanFest here. And the next day, it was the very first day of FanFest, and I wouldn't say in full garb. I had just a bit of a cosplay going, but my first cosplay ever, by the way. But I was hanging around with 6th Empire, and there's Norsoul once again with Max Singularity as we are walking to Harpa. And I believe somebody on Twitter, just like, they spotted us from some like couple of 100 meters away, and like, oh my goodness, this is the Pope procession going. Snapped a picture. It was trending for a little while. The kind of looks we got from locals and the tourists were quite awesome. Not something I will ever forget. I'm gonna grab some of these pics. Yeah, for sure. I'm I'm gonna upload probably all of them on eve.pics later on. I think there's gonna be like a manual review. If something gets rejected, I'm probably gonna put it up like a public Google Photos album. Everybody can download all of that. Hold on, the picture showing space creatures and non-space creatures. That's why I'm getting all the bros to join Galante. No, this is the 6th Empire, dude. We're different. We are very different. There's a story about this couple later on that I'm gonna get into. But yeah, it was awesome to be part of the Space Pope entourage. Well, I'm not sure. Dalala, what's your Twitter name? Sorry, probably know you better by your Twitter name than by your Twitch name. You might be. If you have taken a picture with me, you're likely going to be in this presentation. Never not promote. Never not promote. You're right, Norso Leave. And yeah, I was taking lots of selfies with CCP Mimic. Was pleasure to meet her. She was I co-hosted with her previous years. It was awesome to catch up and talk about all sorts of EVE TV and EVE Online stuff. Then took a picture, of course, with Yin Tan, and I won't be able to zoom it in, but you can see right between me and Yin Tan is the best Space Pope photobomb you can see. Pope photobomb, he's right there. Usually Space Pope doesn't smile, like Max Singularity doesn't smile. Charles White smiles a lot. But here's his kind of in between. He's kind of a Space Pope playing Charles White, I would say. And Matt, it's Miss Moses. Please follow her on Twitch and Twitter. She is the administrator and the organizer behind Streamfleet, one of the organizers behind Streamfleet. Lots of work went on actually putting on the show for you guys at home. Yeah, that Dylana, of course, Dylana, of course you are in the presentation. It was a pleasure to meet you. It was awesome to hang out with you and party with you at the pub crawl. I'm gonna go gas mining like an idiot. I was gonna get ganked. Oh well. Hey, Weird Part Game, thank you so much for staying with us. Let's move on. Yeah, it was Streamfleet on 2 this time. It was a pleasure to meet Corkis God Eve and That Toxic. These dudes, they before the keynote, they snapped a picture of me from behind, and I'm just, you know, on my phone, kind of going through all the pictures from FanFest. All of a sudden, I see like the back of the head that appears to be mine. I'm like, that's weird. So I turn around and snap a picture of them, and these guys are just like giggling, losing their shit over there. Those 2 jokers, they're amazing people. It was fun to hang out with them, and that's in the bottom right. That is the 6th Empire sitting in the 6th row, getting ready for the EVE keynote that's about to happen. Oh man, I need to refill my cup already. I was giving away these pins at FanFest. Big shout out, big thank you to Philippe. He actually 3D printed those and sent them to me by courier, so I can actually take them with me to Iceland FanFest and give them away. Lots of people were happy. If you're curious, the very first one that I ran out of was Amar, believe it or not, followed by Kaldari, Minmatar, and Galantia. I was not expecting Galantia to be the last one to run out. I thought it was going to be actually the first one. But yeah, the way it worked out is that I would ask people what kind of pin they would want, and people always went for Amar first, or out of them, then Kaldari, then Minmatar, then Galantia. Interesting, very interesting distribution here. Bit of an experiment that I was running, I suppose. Hey, well, the Natrix, how's it going? Are you excited for the battle giveaway on the 6th? That's why great to make. Yeah, man, very excited. Very excited. Let's keep going. So big thank you to Philippe for actually sending me those, and I hope you guys enjoyed them. There was a very limited supply. If you guys ever make it to one of the EVE Toronto meets or EVE North meets, I'm sure we can provide you with more. I have a set here that I saved up for myself. There we go. There's just a bit of a bit here. This picture I took from Max Singularity's Twitter page. It was a bit of a meaty event. I'm not sure which publication actually published those, so if I ever get cease and desist letter, or if my video gets taken down, you know why. Please don't take it down. I will gladly give you attribution. I just could not find any publication that had this one. There was like 5 or 4 photographers taking pictures non-stop, and this is my favorite one. Believe it or not, it was when we went out there. Basically, we got a press pass to go up in the it's not the top of Harpa, but it's the level above where FanFest was taking place. and we get to go outside because Harp is an awesome backdrop, and it was windy like crazy. So the moment we put a hood up, it would just blow away. You can see Stu is not actually wearing a hood at that point in time. I'm not sure how Max was able to keep his hat on, of all the things. But all of us in this picture actually have a hood on. We have a few Amar monks that we kind of grabbed to go along with us. So they have Pax Samaria. The rest of us are carrying Max Samaria with the truth inside. If you ever want to know about the truth, you should ask me in person, or ask any of us Sith Empire members in person. We will be glad to explain about the truth inside the Max Samaria. But big thanks to, once again, to all the Sixth Empire. It's going to be like an ongoing theme during this presentation. I'm just very, very glad that I was part of this whole cosplay. Really enjoyed it. As you can see, I don't have much of a costume on, I just have a robe on, and with all my regular clothes underneath. But it was a pleasure to cosplay with you guys. And that is the picture from the top of Harpa. Sadly, it was a bit of an overcast day, but it's quite an experience to see all these like hexagonal pods on top. It's if you ever have a chance, definitely go up there and take a look. Usually people use that balcony like a bit of a smoke or vape break. It was awesome. Hey, Raven Luna, welcome back. So good to have you with us. How are you? And another funny picture. The top right was we were going up back to our hotel room, up to the Hallgrimskaya. I believe I'm pronouncing it wrong, but hopefully I'm right. And people were just giving us the weirdest looks possible. We were all saying how Space Pop is walking back to his church, this Popstar being the Hallgrimskaya, the main church in Reykjavik. It's actually the tallest building in Reykjavik. I believe it's still like the law that it has to remain the tallest building. So even though they have tall buildings, because the church is standing on a hill, it still like dominates the skyline. You can see it from pretty much all over the place in Reykjavik. And at one point in time, as I'm taking this picture, I see a lady, you know, she's walking by, she's trying to take more and more pictures of all of us. So we're like, you know, stop, do you want a picture with us? So she got right in between, next to Max Singularity and Stu, and I was taking a picture of her, and she was surprised, weirded out, but kind of glad. It was hilarious to see people's reactions. It was weird not to see people's reactions like the day after when we were not wearing all our stuff. We're like just walking by like regular people. Nobody's even paying attention to us. So weird. Delana, there you are. See, there you are. Please follow Delana Ivo. I can actually point to your Twitter page right here. And the next day, is it the next day? Yeah, it is the next day. The next day, I got to meet way more awesome people, people that I've only known from Twitter, never actually met face to face. I was the top left corner. I was very glad to catch up with CCP Nova. He is I would say like kind of like the director, the cameraman behind the EVE TV broadcast on the 07 show and during FanFest. And also he's a member of the Perma Band. Sadly, he was caught up in the whole layoff wave last year, but he was rehired as a contractor to run the EVE TV camera this year. So it was awesome to catch up with him, and he's an awesome, great guy. I finally met Jan H. Kruger in person at FanFest. Oh, I guess I do my probe scanner. Nice. Weird part of gaming. Enjoy. I met people from the oh my goodness, what do you call it? The Ushrakan. There we go. The Ushrakan. That is the dude in kind of like the middle top. You'll see him more in the pictures. He actually had a flag at the pub crawl, which once again, remind me, I'll tell you all about it. Excel Chop, welcome back to my live stream. How are you? Matt Baltec one, he actually had a whole projector on his shoulder. I tried to take a picture, and he could play EVE on the floor while walking around Harpa at EVE FanFest. Very cool setup. Last year he had all these cool sort of like goggles that would light up, and yeah. I forgot the name, the Twitter name of the person that's cosplaying the Dust Soldier here. But that costume was absolutely amazing. I couldn't believe that he actually managed to bring it over. It had a lot of like hard parts. So yeah, it was not a wrinkle in it from a suitcase. So I had to take a picture with that dude. That costume was awesome. And I got to take a selfie with Lebowski once again. I was interviewing and co-hosting with Lebowski last year. Sadly, didn't have a chance to catch up with him. I hoped that would have a chance, but this is the only picture I took, and then he kind of had to run off and do other dev stuff. But there's always next year. There's always next year. And of course, you can see the Delana Ivo. She won the ticket to FanFest from previous EVE Vegas. It was awesome to catch up with you. If I remember correctly, you are in charge of all the merchandising, all the organization behind the Pandemic Horde. And there is, of course, Zarbok. He is in the background there. He's ready to stream. Pleasure to meet Zarbok. He is super nice and chill dude. I felt very bad for him because he spent like what two days on a plane, and then just could not catch up to the Reykjavik time zone. So he was kind of a mess throughout the whole of FanFest, but he soldiered on. He really soldiered on. Hey, Raiden Harmon! Welcome to my live stream. How are you? So good to have you with us. I didn't show you a picture yet. It's coming up. I'm sure it's coming up. Yeah, so it was pleasure to meet all the new people. Pleasure to catch up with all the others. So this was day 2 of FanFest. And there we go. I caught up with Bjorn B. In last year when we were doing shoutouts on the Harper floor, actually he was in front of me. I didn't even realize it, and he didn't realize that I was behind him. So we were like standing next to each other, but didn't realize who's who. It's but yeah, this year I actually got to stream with him for a little while. We were doing the bowling part. Great game set up by him and one of the devs. He kind of coached me through it during the live stream. I don't know if you saw it on the CCP stream. Yeah, then we kind of chatted a little bit afterwards about streaming and EVE in general. Great guy. So such a pleasure to actually finally meet him in person and talk to him. Like I said, Zarbox Gaming. I felt super bad for that dude, but yeah, super nice guy. He is, you know what, in person he's just like on the stream, so he gets super excited. It's amazing to watch him stream. It's a pleasure. Of course, finally met Suetonian in person, and finally met Raiden Harmon in person, the other organizer, the powerhouse behind the Stream Fleet and Stream Fleet on Tour that we set up. Pleasure to meet you guys, and Raiden, thank you so much for all that you've done during this FanFest. Man, I'm running out of steam here. Raiden, of course you made it. Of course you made it. You know what? Was it Miss Moses or you that tweeted from the Stream Fleet like, you didn't film us? I'm sorry, guys. Actually, this is one of my mistake this year. I took a lot of pictures, but I should have filmed more. I should have filmed way more. Well, next year. There's always next year, right? I actually had 2 cameras with me. I didn't actually bother using my standalone camera. I was just using my cell phone. The footage turned out okay. Still usable. I used it for my video that I'm going to show later on, which is already uploaded on my YouTube channel. But yeah, probably next time I'm going to stream with my standalone camera a little bit more. Also, Matt Lassie Lou, wasn't even sure he would be there. I don't think he ever makes it out to FanFest. That was his first FanFest. People, he had like his whole entourage with him. He has like his own translator and a lot of people just crowding him. I didn't even know who they were until I saw them later with him. He was a little bit shy about his English, which he shouldn't be. He was speaking through his translator a lot. I kind of ambushed him because I can speak Russian. But people don't realize it, so I kind of approached him and said like, you know, hi, I'm Reload, very nice to meet you, it's such a pleasure to finally meet in person in Russian. And he was just like taken aback a little bit. He didn't expect anything. The reaction was like he was very surprised. But yeah, we chatted for a little while. He had to run off to do the EVE TV stream. I just kind of interrupted Zarvox and him talking at the same time. Like, I just have to take a picture with you. All of a sudden, like, he starts later yanks out my phone and yanks out other people's phones and like starts taking multiple pictures. It was hilarious. But yeah, I met the beast. I met Lassie Lou. I'm not sure if he streams on Twitch a lot, but I'll link his Twitch just in case. And of course, everybody knows his YouTube channel where he streams, I believe, almost daily. Yes, Raiden. Yes, I can. I haven't spoken it in like many years. I don't do this in my daily life, but it is my first language, so I kind of remember the basic words, even though I'll probably speak with an accent now. That's why he probably didn't understand what I was trying to say at first. Yeah, we all fanboyed, like Raiden saying in chat right now. We all fanboyed about the fact that he was actually there. Yeah, that's like he's one of the biggest streamers out there, but he rarely makes it out to these events. we had a brand new recruit into 6th Empire. I didn't catch her name. Actually, if you can zoom in, you can probably see. Yeah, again, I don't want to like get my face all up in this camera. But it was her birthday that day, so we all like welcomed her into 6th Empire. She was celebrating her birthday. We all chanted "One of Us." Actually, the 6th Empire Empire started. I was at the Streamfleet booth at first, and once I heard 6th Empire yelling stuff, I'm like, better run, film this, something is happening. And FOMO. Yeah, took a picture with her, awesome lady. Yeah, I'm not sure if she should join 6th Empire yet. I have to catch up with Fire Red on that one, but we should get as many people as we can. And our resident monk, resident 6th Empire member Paulus, who I met last year at FanFest, randomly at the karaoke bar. He just approached me, tapped me on the shoulder. I look up once again. This guy's the giant. There's more pictures of him later on. Actually, the one right below, you can see just how huge he is. He just starts talking to me. He's from Norway, and he played the game for 3 or 4 months at the time. Went straight to FanFest because he like fell in love with the game. Then he made it to Vegas last year, and this year he made it to FanFest again. And he shaved his head. And it's a temporary tattoo, but still, he had EVE like kind of like temporary tattooed in his head. That was pretty awesome. He made a lot of the B-roll for the official EVE FanFest footage from CCP that you can find on their channel. Yeah, that dude is huge. We took some pictures. That's Tina. She looked awesome in her cosplay and makeup throughout all of FanFest. Who else? Logibro, once again, had to take a picture with him one more time, gave him my shades so he could wear it. I was kind of giving them to random people. You can see Dracula's wearing my shades as well. In the middle, you can see that Lana and Sandbox just like having fun with the pandemic horde. Then they brought up the flag and all that. I caught up with CCP Ghost right before the pop crawl began, and he looks a little different without the beard. He looks actually really different without the beard. Dung Dinkle this year I managed to finally partake in the briefcase of friendship ritual. Best shot I've ever taken. Dunk, thank you so much for letting me film the whole thing and letting me take the shot with you. Met a person from my local area, just had to take a picture with him, and in the bottom there you can see Logibro and CCP Avalon. It was a pleasure to meet Avalon in person as well. He posts hilarious runner of the day tweets almost daily, I would say, so follow him as well if you can. Yeah, that post Delana, he was hilarious. I had to take a picture and show it off. You guys are just having so much fun. Oh man, like trips and stuff. What was I saying? I don't know what you were saying, Fire Red. Too much symbols or something. I can't control the bot here, unfortunately, guys. So if the bot is being militant, I cannot control it. That was right before pop crawl, and finally we got on the pop crawl bus. We were group 6th and group 14. I finally met Sebastian. I met him kind of like the first year in 2015 that I was there. He always had this awesome camera rig with him. I didn't even know that he is the power behind EVE.pics. By the way, if you want to see any sort of EVE Online pictures or Fanfest pictures, take a look at EVE.pics. He doesn't really use Twitter a lot, but you can follow him on Twitter. The Twitter is linked over there. It was a pleasure to catch up with him on the bus, because this year, Uproll was different. It wasn't just us roaming around downtown Reykjavik. They kind of put us on a bus and they took us, well, I'll show you later where they took us, but the bus trip was a little bit long. We cut up, we talked about EVE, we talked about VR. He is also into VR, so we talked a lot of different games. And yeah, Space Wolf was right in front, right next to the driver. We had a lot of fun. The bus got really rowdy. But of course, as it happens with a bunch of space nerds and beer, and you mix it in together, put them on a bus, yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a cluster F, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, that Tina pic, yeah. Oh yeah. CCP swag. That's Logibro right there. Yeah, he was CCP swag always. So yeah, this year the first stop we went to was a horse farm. Apparently there was a bar there. I had no idea there was a bar there. Kind of mingled around people who were like, where are we? Why is there horses here? If you don't know, Icelandic horses are like this extremely photogenic horses with like this beautiful mane across their forehead. Yeah, people actually rather loved it. I didn't make it to the bar part because we were late getting out of Harpa, because somebody wouldn't sit down on our bus. So the bus driver's like, I'm not driving until everybody is seated, because it's the law in Reykjavik. Everybody has to like sit down for the bus to drive. We only had like 10 minutes, and I spent all the 10 minutes in there just walking around, looking at horses and talking to people. Met this dude. I don't know his Twitter name. Or his in-game name for that matter, but he's part of Wingspan. He gave me this delivery sheet where I look very shocked. By the way, I've never gotten a Wingspan delivery. If you're watching, guys, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. Expect a Wingspan delivery one of these days. But the hilarious story behind him is that Bjorn B was streaming at FanFest, at the Stream on Tour booths. So this guy comes up to him live on stream, like, taps him on the shoulder, gives him this form. So Bjorn B turns around like to talk to him and look at the form, excuse me, and while he's distracted, he gets killed by Sancho rats. So it was like a real-time torpedo delivery live at FanFest stream. Like you can't make this shit up, really. Only on FanFest, only with Stream Fleet on tour does this stuff kind of happen. That was hilarious. Yeah, I haven't talked to Bjorn B about it, I don't think, but yeah, we got out with this guy about it. I could not believe the coincidence that happened. So then we got taken to my favorite place in Iceland. I didn't know it existed, and if I ever go back to Reykjavik, I'm sure I will actually spend some time in here. It's called Hotel Viking. So I was sitting kind of like in the front of the bus as we were driving up, and by now it's pitch black. You don't see anything except the street lights. All of a sudden I see this like dude dressed in full Viking garb with a sword, so I start yelling. People next to me see, they start yelling, so this whole bus just has this like deafening yell. I think our bus driver really hated us at that point. He's like, I'm never driving this bunch of nerds ever again. I think I lost hearing for a little while. Like, I got out of the bus, my ears were ringing. And these guys, like, they were hardcore into character, because I get out and I'm like, can I take a picture with you? Because I didn't know what was going to happen next. I'm like, can I take a picture with you? And this guy like, no, move along. And he's like shoving his sword right into me. I'm like, oh, whoa, holy shit. Oh, okay, let's move on. So we get to this place, like, right in front of the bar, kind of like between the hotel and the bar, and these dudes, like, enact the whole scene where you can see it in my video that I'll show you later on, or it's right on YouTube. They, like, kill our guide. They start fighting amongst each other. There's, like, huge battle, and then, like, you know, welcome to Iceland, get your asses inside for some beer. Then they kind of, like, you know, they drop the character they're fun to hang out with. Like, this guy, he's, like, pretending to kill me here. Amazing place. Everything inside is like decked out almost like a real Viking place. So everything's made of wood, like all hand carved, and like it looks amazing. They had like a fish tank above the bar. I mean, not really Viking, but it sets up amazing ambience, and there's 2 floors to it. Great place to visit. Like I said, it's called Hotel Viking. If you ever have a chance and you're into Viking history, yeah, definitely a place to visit and check out. Yeah, right. It was I caught you guys afterwards. You guys were the group right after we left, and I think I kind of got in the middle of the play there. I tried to like stomp on one of the guys, play stomp. Yeah, that was amazing. I did not expect that at all. That was my favorite stop of all of the pop crawl. I wish we could just like stay there and play around more and have these guys like just present stuff to us. I know if I read you were talking to me about your Viking sword, and yeah, met more people there. Baltic dressed up in like a full like 1800s or early 1900s British uniform there. Met Kamar Raimo, met CCP Larkin. The 2 people you see at the bottom left, I met them last year at an American bar at FanFest. What American bar? It was one of the bars. I met them at FanFest, so we talked a lot about it. Met them again randomly at a bar this year. It was awesome to catch up with them. Partied with them a little bit at the at the top of the world. I met Chris Calvino. She really wanted one of these Minmatar pins. So like, I wasn't going to save anything, but like, she really cosplayed Minmatar well during FanFest. Like, you know, I'm going to save you one Minmatar pin, and I had one left, and that's where I gave it to her. Popcrawl, glad I could actually catch up with her. Very glad I managed to catch up with Puncturis. This was upstairs. Like, upstairs, everybody kind of stayed downstairs. Upstairs was really quiet, so you could actually hear yourself talk, which was awesome. Yeah, kind of. I would say shell-shocked by the fact that she's leaving CCP. Yeah, she's been there for a while. She's leaving on her own accord, which is, you know, everybody has to move on and explore different challenges. But I'm glad I had an opportunity to actually talk to her and catch up. She's an awesome dev, awesome person. CCP will surely miss her presence. Whoever's coming after her will have big shoes to fill. I think Hardcore is taking over all the little things. She's been taking over them for a while, so she's a great replacement. But yeah, glad we could catch up with Punctoids. I'm gonna take more water. It's like they're perched here. So finally we went at the end of the fan fest. The bus brought us to the bar under the CCP offices, right next to the monument. I believe it's called like Brigus or Brachus. I still don't know how to pronounce it right. It's usually I can read Icelandic names right, but at that point I couldn't read anything, I don't think, especially with that many consonants in a row. I think it's Brugus or something like that. So met with Ashipaz. Couldn't really talk because way too loud in there. Finally got a selfie with Riggs Javix. Riggs motherfucking Javix. The guy's awesome. Kind of had a chance to catch up with him on Wednesday before the whole festivities happened. Yeah, he's a great guy. Really a pillar of the creative community behind Tweet Fleet, I would say. Always has awesome swag with him. Yeah, so I'm very glad to actually take a picture with him. Took more pictures with Tina and took more pictures with Joseph Barnacle. Joseph Barnacle always brings a potato for reasons that you'll see in the video, and eventually somebody always bites it. I have to kind of ask him who bit it this year, but last year Falcon started biting it at Pop Crawl. Then by the end you can see this like mangy, mushy potato that he's still carrying around. Like, props to you for actually sticking with it, but at this time just like throw it away. It's oh man, lots of shenanigans happen at the Pop Crawl. I don't even know most of these people's names, to be to be honest. I feel bad. The lady in the top left, she is the travel agent for CCP. I met her at the karaoke at first. So basically, she makes sure that every dev gets to FanFest on time, and she was directing people at FanFest. I don't know her CCP dev name, unfortunately. I met with the guy in the picture next. He's part of EVE University. I believe it's Nick Paw, but I have to double check. I still have not gone through all my swag. I have his card with me. I just haven't had a chance. Met more people. Met General Stargazer. Met Suetonia again. Met the guy from Oshra Khan, and once again Sixth Empire taking a whole like load of pictures with each other. Drunk Suetonia, best Suetonia. That's right. Oh man. Need a copy bottom right? Yeah, for sure, yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna upload pretty much everything either onto EVE, so make like a little public Google Photos album where everybody can take a look at the pictures I took. I have way too many. All of them are selfies, so I didn't want to post them on Twitter because you guys have seen enough of this. Yeah, once again, more people. The top left, don't remember his name, but he's from Germany. He wants to get back into streaming. He streamed EVE, so I'm sure you guys will hopefully see him streaming on Twitch soon. Start out with Ithaca, Chocolate Rain, Bunny Wink, Juliana Soder. Finally have a picture with Juliana Soder. Yeah, we talked to each other a lot on Twitter, but I know he was there last year at FanFest, but don't think I've ever bumped into him. I don't remember. Met MJ11JM. He's a fellow streamer. Yeah, once again catching up with lots and lots of people, and like these party animals right here that partied like hardcore. CCP Burger, that guy, the energy on him is redonkulous. The guy never runs out of cap, believe me. He can party hardcore. Caught up with Elise, finally took a picture with him. On CCP stream, during the FanFest stream, he called me the dark horse of the best hugs of FanFest. And I am very humbled by that, because I saw him and I'm like, Elise, bring it in, bro. Just went straight for it, and thanks Elise for that. I wear that title with a huge honor. Thank you for that. Then Blast into Hell and Manic Velocity, those guys party like crazy too. And of course, Antio Venucci, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Last year, he closed down the Pop Crawl at the last bar. Like, basically, they turned on the lights, and that's when he left. I'm not sure what happened this year, because I kind of left a little bit earlier for reasons I'll get into it a little too later. I'm sure everybody that was there knows why. Manic was not photobombing. This one, I was like, Manic and Blaster, get in here. We're taking a selfie, because this is the only selfie I have with Manic this year, unfortunately. Yeah, it was I was too busy running around taking selfies with as many people as I could, and Manic slipped through the fingers because he was really busy with the EVE TV stuff. But yeah, glad we could catch up with Anti-Venucci. So at this point, stuff starts getting a little bit crazy. I'm not even sure, like, I started taking pictures with everybody at that bar. I'm not even sure who these people are, honestly. Took a picture of the bartender. Took a picture with that. I'm not sure what that is. Going through my photos hungover the day after, I'm like, what the hell, did that really happen? So at some point in time, somebody spilled beer all over the dance floor. I had a Ushrakan flag around me. I was spinning around like crazy and tried to get out of the crowd, slipped on the spilled beer, fell on my wrist, fell on my chin, chipped a tooth. It was one of those things where I realized I fell down. I get up and I do like this whole like clip thing, and I realize there's something in my mouth. I'm like, oh shit. There goes my tooth. I just like spit it out, like a chunk of tooth flies out. I'm like, oh man. So at that point, I'm like, well, there's the only way to soothe pain is have more beers. So I don't know how I got back to the Sixth Empire Pope Star. I got back. I wasn't with anybody else. Just kind of walked alone, and it's one of my first times where I walked there by myself. But I remember where it is, so I got there safely. Don't worry, guys. I'm here. But yeah, great story to tell. Started tweeting like, yeah, I just chipped my tooth at the pub crawl. That just happened. So the day after, everybody's like coming up to me and like, are you okay? Is everything okay? Do you need anything? I'm like, I'm fine, guys. I'm fine. It'll be fine. I haven't fixed it yet. I'll fix it eventually. I did get my ID. I did lose my ID. I did get it back. I went back to the same bar, and the guy's like, okay, we have a few. He spends like 10 minutes rummaging through stuff. Apparently, like, I threw it out or something. But yeah, they get out like 3 or 4 different lanyards. And I'm like, I'm the one with the most pins, because the other ones just had no pins whatsoever. I lost a few pins somehow. Said they have to replace them next year, but yeah, I got my lanyard back, I got all my pins back, I got all my stickers back, so everything's fine. I'm very happy about that. This is the first FanFest where I really actively tried to get all the swag that I could. So yeah, I'm really happy that's back at home, back and safe. But yeah, yeah, it's alright, it's alright. Hey, Redushma Hinda, how's it going? Welcome to my live stream. Yeah. The pain only came in really like a day later, like once all the hungover wore out, after the fired up the world. That's where I'm like, oh, okay, this is really hurting. My wrist is still like kind of sore, but it's getting better. I had like a huge bruise here, but everything's fine. It's all good. It's a story that I will remember for the rest of my life, and a story I can tell every single FanFest. Hey, guess what, guys? I was dumb enough to slip on some beer. And by the way, I keep getting these comments. See for yourself if I look like CCP guard. Everybody's like, are you CCP guards? Are you related to CCP guard? Yeah, we actually do a we look alike, in my opinion, and I think it's awesome. You can take a look. That's for you guys to decide for yourselves. Oh man, it was awesome to see him at the pop crawl. He did not make it to the pop crawl last year because he really wanted to conserve his voice for the permaband presentation concert. And yeah, I met him the day after, before his dunk tank. I also have a video of that on my channel. Yeah, Guard was running around like crazy fire red. He was running around like really crazy. But yeah, awesome. It's good to know that he's still part of the community. He's still community manager for CCP. He's a great guy, really a force behind all the events that we see. And of course, part of the Top of the World, I managed to get up on stage without being kicked out of the stage by security. I was trying to be really fast. Space Pope, Max, he was right next to me. I'm like, Max, okay, we gotta do this quick. Here's my phone, take a quick video or picture. I'm gonna get up on stage. So I go there, Max is like, trying to get a picture. I'm like, okay, go, faster. But this year I managed to get up like right there, almost in a corner where the stage like meets. In the years prior, I was either really far away from the stage or like, you know, maybe 2 or 3 rows of people before the whole thing. But this time I was like front and center, right in front of Guard, Nova, everybody else singing. It was a great experience. If you guys never seen Permaband perform live, you're really missing out. The energy, the crowd just like goes wild when they come out and sing. They don't sing only Permaband songs; they sing a lot of other awesome, cool songs. So definitely awesome performance by Permaband. This year Guard actually has a friendship boat that he served the crowd on. I have the raw video of that. I haven't posted it on YouTube yet. I will though. There's a bit of a chunk involved in the video I'm going to show next. But yeah, I'm going to post like the raw video of him actually getting off the stage in the boat and going up. Yeah, like I'm saying, great performance. Once again, managed to take a picture with Guard, managed to take a picture with Antonio Venucci. I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing your name. Yeah, these guys are party animals. This was during Bass Hunter concert. Bass Hunter called out Guard a few times, so like we actually had to lift Guard up. I wasn't there, I was right behind Guard at that point in time. The guys in front of me lifted him up so Bass Hunter can see him and talk to him. It was awesome. And yeah, I had these awesome shades on me. It kind of, I got the idea from Baltic from last year. Hold on, let me see if I can actually put them up for a bit. They're actually supposed to like move with the sound, but because it was so loud, they were like perma on, like completely on. I wasn't wearing them for too long because you can't really see that well through these. But Guard tweeted out that he was like, "Thank you for wearing these," because they were blasting fog like crazy on the stage. Because like you're probably the reason why I didn't walk off the stage, because I can see the LEDs of your glasses right there, so I knew where the stage ends. I'm like, oh 07 Guard, I'm glad to help you out, not hurt yourself. Yeah, great party. Bass Hunter, I wasn't sure what to expect, honestly, but he was really entertaining. He was really entertaining. I really enjoyed his set. I was surprised by the amount of beer he was drinking on set. I've never seen performance, what do you call it, performers drink that much on stage before. That guy's hardcore. He actually at one point in time he grabbed, like, somebody was like waving a bottle of whiskey or rum or something, so he grabbed that. Yeah, but good show. Really good show. Yeah, landing lights, that's right, the Raven Luna. I'm like, yeah, I'm like a lighthouse for you, Guard. And we took a few pictures with the Sixth Empire is like the final picture before we all before the fan fest was over. Fire Red is not in this one, she's in the other picture. I don't have that one yet, I have to download it. I'm not sure where to actually get it at this point. But yeah, Fiery is in another picture. He was noticed, he's a player. He is a player, you're right, he is a player. Yeah. Yeah, in case you don't know, Bass Hunter actually plays EVE Online, and he said that if he manages to kill a Dreadnought before the end of the year, he will perform in the next FanFest for free. So I tweeted him, I think Scared Panda tweeted him, I think Elise Randall tweeted him. I'm like, dude, we gotta get you a Dreadnought, don't worry, just let us know. But I don't think he actually manages his own Twitter, so oh, please have gone unnoticed. And hopefully he'll see that I might just start spamming his Twitter a little bit and be like, once a month or so, I'll be like, hey dude, you want to kill a Dreadnought or what? And the next day, as we usually do, there's the Sunday, right before people start flying off, we had a memorial at the CCP monument. I haven't posted the video yet, I'm still waiting for the audio to come in. I have the raw footage on my camera, but I just need a bit of better audio, and I will post that. It will be available on my channel sometime soon. So basically, it's a memorial every year to honor our fallen capsuleers or anybody else in our life. And all the people that we don't know that have passed away, because sometimes just our corp mates don't log in anymore, and we don't know why, because we just lost contact with them. It's really unfortunate, so we don't know whether they just stopped playing or they're not with us anymore, unfortunately. So this is a way for us to honor all the capsuleers in our life, past, present, and future. And yeah, my Singularity always delivers an awesome speech. And at the end of it all, funny thing, I know EVE Prof got a lot of flack for people who really hated it, but there was a few parts which were amazing and hilarious, and so we reenacted. Well, I didn't, I was taking a video, but Space Pope and the whole entourage reenacted a bit of a EVE Prof thing, so you'll see it in the video. As usual, took a picture of my name. I'm right on the cusp, right there. First year I couldn't find my name. The first year I went, I'm like, I know it's somewhere here. I just can't find it because it was right on the cusp, and I totally missed it. But yeah, years since, I know exactly where to find it now. And Sixth Empire went to the Blue Lagoon after to relax. We met up with a few more capsuleers, either before their flights or about to leave, just chilled the Blue Lagoon. Lots of EVE people at the Blue Lagoon that day. And this is us at the airport, all of us kind of going home. Zarbok is right there with us. Some 6th Empire members. I believe Fire Red took this picture. Thank you, Fire Red, for this one. And you can see Space Pope has upgraded his photobomb skills to level 5. Almost level legendary at this point. He's right in the background. Always trying to photobomb pictures. Max Singularity. Awesome dude. Actually, funny story from previous FanFest. Pub crawl was the regular pub crawl through the local bars in Reykjavik. So that time, 6th Empire, I wasn't part of their alliance yet. So 6th Empire decided to set up camp at the American bar, basically not bar hop. That way people like can come in and take pictures with them and go to the next bar, so that everybody gets to take a picture with the space boat. So I saw him with this awesome Stein, and I said to myself, and actually there's a footage of me saying, like in last year's recap, like next time I go, I gotta buy the Stein.
That is Max. Yeah, you know what? I love his little Stein right there. I saw them being sold. I didn't buy one though. That's another thing I might buy when I come back.
I didn't remember what Stein it was, but looking at the picture, actually I did get the same Stein as the Space Pope. Yeah, I love this thing. So I got this before EVE FanFest started, because like I kind of wanted to get all my shopping done so that then I could just concentrate on the FanFest itself. But then when I met Space Pope, he presented me with this absolutely amazing gift, branded 6th Empire mug with Space Pope and the gold angels and all the emblems and everything, so that every time I stream EVE, I can actually brand the awesome 6th Empire Alliance. Max Singularity, thank you for that. Really appreciate this gift. It's actually a big mug. I like it. I love my Dalek mug, but it's smaller, so I kind of have to take more breaks and go and get more water or tea or whatever have you. But yeah, every time I stream EVE, I will be using this mug, unless something's weird, like you can't find it or something. That's FanFest in a nutshell, guys. It was a pleasure to hang out with all of you if you're watching right now. If you ever make it, I hope to make it again to FanFest. I'm not sure when I'm going to make it to the next meet. I don't think I'll make it to Vegas this year. Maybe next year, fingers crossed, maybe I'll make it to Vegas. I gotta make it to Vegas. I know one of these days I have to. Maybe hopefully return to Iceland in 2020, maybe 2021. We'll see. Every year was kind of different for me. The first year I went, I didn't know anybody. I took a friend with me that doesn't play EVE anymore, but he was still curious to see Iceland and look at FanFest. And I was part of the EVE TV for the very first time. So that time was like almost all EVE TV and kind of like getting to meet devs and stuff. Second year, I went by myself, but this time around, like I knew more people and was still part of EVE TV co-hosting, so it was great to see the 07 show. This year it was totally different for me because I was part of the 6th Empire, so like every time it was a bit of a different experience. So I'll try to tailor my experience to something else next year as well, but as usual, it's going to be awesome. We're going to have lots of laughs, have lots of drinks, lots of beers, just talk EVE and all sorts of things. It's an amazing atmosphere at any EVE meet, whether it's FanFest, Vegas, or your local meet, where you go in, you don't know anybody in there, but you have something in common. And that is such an awesome conversation starter, you won't believe. Kind of going there by myself for the first time, I was like, I'm not sure, really, like a little bit apprehensive, but this time, like, anytime I go there, I like going by myself. I really enjoy it because that way I meet new people. And I know we're gonna have something in common, and it's like we're very easy to introduce yourself and just talk about EVE or anything spaceship related, really. So yeah, do yourself a favor, try to come out to your local meet, try to come out to Vegas FanFest if you can. If you don't have a local meet, start one. You'll be surprised how many people play in the local area. Every now and then, I would see like a random person wearing either an EVE backpack or an EVE cap or like an EVE shirt somewhere. I'm like, wow, that's so awesome. So like we are around the place. Yeah, definitely do yourself a favor and check it out. Thanks so much for watching this. At this point in time, I'm going to end not my stream, I'm going to end my talk of FanFest. That almost took, oh my goodness, a whole hour. Nobody's going to rewatch this. I know nobody's going to rewatch this. But we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to show you the video right now that's already uploaded to my YouTube, and then I'm going to actually play some EVE for a little while. We're going to try to do these brand new sites. I hear they're hard, so we'll see how we're going to fare with them. But thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me just roll the video for you. Give me 1 second.